41 is Nicholas Romano. The head's down.
It is down, Kevin Kelly, and we are off and rolling. Oh,
he's right there in front. He's going to get Reeb with the hole shot, and I don't think Romano got a great start at all.
Braswell actually crossing the stripe in fourth, but it's Benjamin Garib with the early lead. Gavin Towers, Daxton Bennick, and where is
13th?
Wow. Yeah.
Big. Thank you, ma'am, as everybody makes it in. Just a little congestion here. But opening 12-7. You got something?
Yeah, the Deegans are looking for a bicycle. It's a gray and red intensive electric bike. Has Shop Deegan 38 decal on it, full size. Somebody's probably picked that up.
No, it's not yours, so
yeah,
bring the bike
exactly.
back.
You know, daggone well. So if you would, bring that back to the MX Sports office immediately and probably no questions asked. So.
Oh, there. The 41 of Romano. But look at this, the number 77.
Yeah.
Circulating in fourth, Garib is second, Bennick is third.
Whoa. Man down right here. Is that Romano? It is Romano. Yeah. Wads it up, buckles it.
So Romano putting himself in a really tough spot now. He is going to have to pull off a perfect moto from this point forward to get up in there and make enough points back up as he tumbles down the results, guys.
Here's the problem. At least 3 guys went by there.
Well, Caden Braswell all of a sudden is heir apparent to a possibility of a championship with a 5-2-1 with the misfortunes of Nick Romano. He's dropped back to the 23rd place position, looking at a 1-1-23 right now. Also, Benjamin Garib, the second place ride, is close to a championship as well, as he's looking at a 4-3-2, puts him only 1 point behind Braswell. So until Nick Romano gets back into contention, which could be a while, this championship battle is coming down to the 77 and 39 who are out front.
He's got to make 17 passes. He's got to make up points here.
It was crazy, Kevin. I really didn't see a big swap. He just flopped over and on top of him before he knows. Hopefully we'll get to see a replay of it here because it happened instantly. And like I said, it wasn't like a big drawn-out swap. I mean, instantly he was on the ground.
Well, there's Towers now in third. I believe he's gotten around Baseflug, or maybe Baseflug had just gotten around him. He's fought him back off. There's the 41 we'll pick up with Nick Romano. And he has got a ton of work to do. So Romano has 25 points. Your leader, Caden Braswell, has 8 points. So he just needs to start going to work one after the other. Every guy he passes shaves the point total.
That was about 4 riders I seen him pass there in just a quick blink of the eye.
Check out the Towers, or excuse me, Dax Bent and throwing down, excuse me. Braswell just checking out, folks. He's leaving all that behind him. Here comes Towers. Dax Bennett with a big mistake. Garib almost wipes him out.
Okay.
Base flew right behind him.
We got our eyes on Romano making some passes, but here's the problem. After a couple more, the passes are really going to get harder to make, you know. And how much energy has he expended by picking the bike up and passing this initial 5 or 6 group?
It's the last moto. I bet he is going to go to the stripe, to the checker flag, all in. We're watching Nick Romano try to grab this championship back. He's picked up a ton of points, 7 points, Ronnie. He dropped from 25 points to 18 points. That means he's passed 7 riders in that lap.
Well, that was a pretty good move as he... So up to 16th place position at the end of the second lap. And the good thing about it is for Nick Romano is that he did fall at the early part of the race, so that should give him a little time to work with here in this final moto.
And it does not appear the bike has bent at all. No. I mean, it was down in that side. And then sand's not soft by any means, but it looks like it absorbed some of the impact without bending it up. Man, that's a thing of beauty. Just look at him just carving line to line. And the riders he's passing now, they're simply moving obstacles. He's working right past them.
And like you said, Rodney, he fell early in the race, so there's... So Romano should check in about 12 or so.
And it's still going to take several more passes to put him back in the championship contention with the 5-2-1 that Braswell is looking at right now with the 8. So when you do the math, a 1-1, and he's going to have to be at least up to a 5th place position in order to claim this championship now.
Oh, he makes a big mistake. Sorry about that. Makes a big mistake. Romano off the track. Sorry about that. Came around that tree there. He was trying to find that wide berm and went a little too wide.
Wow.
Yeah.
Base fluke. I'm sorry, guys. Just checking in. We got our front runners. Braswell through without 4.2 second lead. Gavin Towers in second. Base plug up to the number 3 position. Garib now in 4th. Daxton Bennett dropping off to the number 5 position. As we look a little further back, we see after 3, Brock Bennett 6th, Brad West 7th, Talon Hawkins 8th, Miles Gilmore 9th, Marcelo Leo Dorico is 10th. It is Parker Ross, Cameron Scalarood, Nick Romano in the number 13 spot.
Well, the race clock says we got plenty of time, just under 14 minutes to go for Romano, so he's got everything in his favor now, but like we said, he's got to put down perfect laps, make quick passes, and he's doing just that. He's going to try to go inside of this rider, and he's going to try to line him up right here. He'll triple after this double and try to sprint to this turn and try not to collect himself with that rider. He is right up beside him.
Those lines are very close, but they both got through, but not hardly touching each other.
And now the drag race back into Storyland as the riders get more and more talented as he works his way up towards the front of the field. Trying to sort out, maybe that's the number 12 of Parker Ross on the gas, who would be next on the hit list. But Caden Braswell doing a great job. He throws down a 152 on the 2nd lap. So Braswell sprinting right now.
I gotta tell you, Romano doing exactly what we expected. Just tossing that thing over 3 ruts back there. Throwing caution to the wind right. Steer with the rear, man. Just bring that thing in there, leave it open, cut the handlebars, and let it go.
So it's Braswell all by himself. Towers trying to make a run at him, guys. Towers only 3 seconds back. He just threw down a 153.5, a full second quicker than Braswell. So there's Braswell, there's Towers. He can see him now. He is going to work chopping wood, folks. And so is this young man here, Nicholas Romano, on the 41 machine. Scrubbing, trying to get down.
Up to 11.
Climbing up, he's up to 3rd overall. He's got 13 points. He needs 5 more positions.
Don't count him out.
He's got to get to Preston Baseflug on the 28 Honda, who is in 6th.
5 more positions, still won't win the championship. He has to get 6 to get 7 points.
So he's got to get up to Dax Bennett.
Or excuse me, he has to get up to 5th place position to get only 7 points. So he's got to go all the way up to 5th place.
Wow.
As long as Caden Braswell remains in the number 1 spot.
So he's got about 13 seconds based on my crappy math.
And now the rider's going further and further ahead, got a little bigger gap now to each rider, and as we said, each one of them riding a little faster as we work our way. Whoa, a bobble right there, holy cow. Romano has to be careful not override this thing right now. We know he's putting the charge on, but right now the 41 has to be consistent in his times and his lines.
Our leaders right in front of us, Braswell, Gavin Towers. Towers says, don't forget about us, man. We're putting on a show right now. Braswell doing everything he can do. All he can do is win this race, put some folks in between himself and Romano, and hope for the best. There is Towers. He's just looking for a Moto win here. Towers not really in the equation. A 7, 5, and a 2 for his championship run.
Yeah, that has him sitting in the number 4 spot right now. Like you said, this is a pride ride. Is exactly what it is for Towers. He's up in the lead pack every moto. He's always able to get up there and make an effort of it. But with 7 and 5 right now, definitely out of this one pretty much with that 14 points.
I think we've seen that lead up to nearly 4 seconds, cut down to 2.2 seconds now between your leaders of Braswell and Gavin Towers. Now they have 10 seconds back to Benjamin Garib in the number 3 spot. Brock Bennett is 4th after 5. Base plug in the number 6 spot. Daxton Biddick 7th. Brad West and 8th. Talon Hawkins 9th. Marcelo Leo Dorico 9th. 10th place Miles Gilmore, and Nick Romano still remains in the number 11 spot, but only now a 2.5 seconds behind Gilmore, who's only 3/4 of a second behind Leo Dorico. So this could be a twofer possibly if he gets up on these guys.
Right there.
Most definitely, and that is Miles Gilmore and Marcelo Leo Dorico. Leo Dorico on the Suzuki, Gilmore on the Yamaha.
There's one, maybe a pass, maybe two.
There's the two
right
for
past.
Or at least, yep, one of them anyway.
That was Leo Dorico. Now he's got a Kawasaki rider, Brad West, that he's going to work on next here if he can get around the Yamaha.
Oh, wanted to cut back underneath of him. Just got out there in that deep fringe rod, and he could not find enough traction to make that thing hook up and get by.
Well, we found a good line coming out of there as they make the drive into the heart of Loretta Lynn's over that fadeaway into those rolling sweeper turn, the Thor sweeper turn around Polysport Pond, making that hard left-hand turn now.
He's got...
A little panic revving going on there.
Oh, yep, absolutely. He's not doing anything wrong right there. He's taking possession of the race line and doing his best to hold Romano off for position.
No dice.
Well, Gilmore taking it to him, and that's down River Road now through Hole Shot Forest, making the hard left-hander down the long short chute now into the Cometic Bolt turn, headed toward the 10 Commandments. What kind of drive is Romano going to get here?
A good one, no doubt. He'll double in, triple. He'll make that pass now. He's immediately going to go after Brad West on the Kawasaki. Brad coming to you from Australia. And now he draws right up to the rear bumper.
Wow.
Used 2 ruts to do that. Climbed from one rut into the other.
Impressive.
Yeah.
About to jump in to the number 8 spot.
There it is.
7 more minutes to go, guys.
So Romano, I thought he had that one stuck, but he didn't stick it.
You know, he's climbed that berm a couple times. He's made some passes there, but that thing's going away. That could shoot him right off of that track very easily.
Lost some time. This is where he can get busy here with Brad West and another rider directly in front of him. That's Dax Bennett. So look at him go, buddy. He is just going to bring the heat to these guys. Brad West going to track. Not so fast.
Well,
yeah.
Right now, again, you know, we've said it so many times, but this is where you got to go in the championship mode and be champion mode, I guess you could say, as he comes from behind the 8 ball.
There he goes.
And
he
look
gets
at that.
around Bennett too.
Wow. He got them both right there coming through the Polysport Pond and sweeper turn. And,
he dropped right in just in front of Bennett.
Man.
That was 2 passes there. So Romano now creeping into the equation, guys. He'll get to 10 points or 9 points. He's 2 passes away from tying.
2 passes in 6 seconds, actually, from
winning it all.
Yeah, from Preston Base Plug. He's got to get around Base Plug up to 5th place. If I'm doing my math right, or no, yeah.
He's got to get 2 passes. Yep. You are absolutely right.
5.5 minutes left, fellas. There's a couple laps left in this thing. He's got plenty of time.
It's going to go down to probably the last straightaway if you think about it. He's got 6 seconds to try to make up, Rodney.
That's a long time, but not impossible, as he knows he's got to make things happen. Your leader, Braswell and Towers, are turning 154s and 155s. Garib, Bennett, and Base Plug. Well, Base Plug's a 159. Hawkins a 159. Romano just turned to 156. So, in theory, we should be seeing this heating up about right now.
There it is, man. working his way through, picking up time. He now see the two riders he needs to pass.
Those are right there in front of him. They were
exactly.
It's no longer 6 seconds.
No.
Romano can see the championship in front of him. 2 passes, and he will make it. He's got Hawkins and Base Fluke, I believe.
He got them lined up. Right there they are, both of them.
Right there in his sight, coming through the monster mile.
Oh, look here.
There's Base Fluke. That's a lap rider there on the number 11 machine. So he's got the next 2 riders, and he will be your champion. What a gritty, gutsy ride here if he can pull it off. Nicholas Romano now, dead center of the racetrack. He's got Base Fluke, Hawkins right in front of him. Unbelievable march through this field.
Got a good line through the center. He's been using that most of the Moto, and it's extremely.
Whoa! Is that Hawkins? Yes, that is Hawkins. And with that, he just did
done.
Championship is sealed with the deal. 2 lap board. Is it coming out yet? Not yet. We're still not seeing a 2 lap board, so Romano may not even be done at this particular point, but there's 10 seconds up to that 4th place position of Brock Bennett. But he's done all he needs to do right now with a 1:15 to take this national championship. Now he's got to ride it home.
Incredible work put forth by Nicholas Romano. He is now 1 point ahead of Caden Braswell with 7 points. Braswell has 8. And you talk about a gutsy, digging deep run here put forth by Romano. He crashes, gets a bad start. Everything on that first lap was wrong.
Well, like you say, if it's going to go wrong, that's the time to make it happen. And again, this is where you prove your championship worth. We know he can win motos, but can he ride from behind? But guess what? Nick Romano can win motos and ride from behind.
He has not let up that pace whatsoever. Knows he has himself in contention right now. Has a gap over the riders he needs to beat. But Rodney, he is absolutely keeping the fire on right now.
Let's see where the 17 is.
Hang on. He caught that front end going around that tree turn, and I thought that was it. I thought he was down.
So he's got about 5 seconds to try to make up with Brock Bennett in front of him. He's got a chunk of that time. It was 10 seconds last go round. Bennett just comes around.
Bennett checking in with a 1:58 that time around, 1:55 last time around. Romano slows to a 1:56, so we're right in the 8.5 second range between Romano and Bennett for that 4th place position. But again, Romano's done all he needs to do to hold on to that championship. So with this, I believe that 2 lap board is out. So we are getting closer and closer for this being a reality for Nick Romano. Hawkins back to the number 6 spot. Base Fluke in 7th. Brad West is 8th. Miles Gilmore in 9th. Marcelo Leo Dorico rounding out your top 10. Here's the way the overall's looking right now with 2 laps to go. 1:15 again for Nick Romano in the championship. Caden Braswell a 5.21, a score of 8 scores him 2nd overall. Benjamin Grieve would look at a 4.33 for 3rd overall. Gavin Tower 7.52 for 4th overall, and Brock Bennett 6.44 to round out your top 5 overall.
Heck of a ride. This young man, Caden Braswell, going to finish his week off where he feels like it probably should have started. He thought he was going to be in contention, and he was. This moto finish will show you that he has the speed, so he can take that home with him, and I guarantee you at 8:01 in the morning tomorrow, he will be right back at this training.
Hey, ask me again, what do I think about Caden Braswell?
Well, you're showing it right now. He can thank you for this run, Rod. You gave him what he needed. The white flag is out. 1 more to go for Caden Braswell. Great job for this young man. Kid, you ever talk much to Caden Braswell? Super kid.
Not a whole lot, but I've met him a couple of times, talked to him some at the announcer's deck, I think down at the Mini-O's, and from what I remember, yeah, really good kid. He was a few years ago, very respectful.
So there is Caden Braswell one time. His family, they watch. They are big fans back in Chile. Brock Bennett is 4th, and Romano, what a championship ride for him. back in 5th.
Less than a lap to go now. Talk about Braswell, man. That's a big kid. Look at him. He's big on the bike, man. He's big, strong kid.
Whoa. Where is Nick Romano? He's dropped back to 10th place. Something happened there. I just looked up. Talon Hawkins had taken over the 5th place position. And now
your champion is
Romano.
Thank you, my friend.
There is Caden Braswell, 5-2-1, back in the driver's seat with that one after the misfortunes of Nick Romano dropping to a 2:17 lap time. So some sort of get off, something happened out there to the 41 machine. Now the question is, with less than a lap to go, does he have time to make up? And I'm going to have to say likely no.
Well, here it is. We're getting close to throwing out the checker flag for Caden Braswell. And we'll just have to see if it's good enough for the championship. We're going to have to let Romano come through, see how many spots he's able to pick up. But for the moment, your Moto winner and possibly your national champion, the number 77 of Caden Braswell. The last lap debacle here, Rodney Tomlin. Unbelievable.
Like I said the other day when we saw Danger Boy go down, a lot of mouths hit the floor, and I have to think that a lot of mouths may have just hit the floor once again there for Nick Romano.
So let's count them off. Here comes your second place rider, Rodney. Gavin Towers will finish up in the number 2 spot.
17.2 seconds back was Towers in the number 2 spot. Braswell had an amazing ride going in this one. Again, looking for the likelihood of the national championship. We're just waiting to make that sort of unofficial official. Garib checking in once again out of Chile, taking Moto bronze here. That will score him 2nd overall with a 4.33. Brock Bennett is in. Talon Hawkins is in.
Here comes the number 41, and he knows it. Not going to be good enough for Nicholas Romano. He will finish up 8th, and it's official. 5-2-1 Moto scores. Caden Braswell, Rodney Tomlin, is your national champion.
Wow, like we said, a lot of mouths hitting the floor on that one, but that's the way it goes. Caden Braswell also takes Moto gold. Gavin Towers will take the 2nd and the silver. Benjamin Garib will get your bronze, and we will head down to the championship podium, the Schoolboy 212, the 17 BC. What an amazing turnaround here.
Well, you never know. That's why you run the 3rd Motos at Loretta's. Caden Braswell didn't have things going the way he wanted in the beginning of the week, but he persevered, and he will end up with a championship. Well, as we say, you don't give up, and you never know what's going to happen. That is kind of what makes this event synonymous, the weirdo 3-moto format over multiple days. You never know how it's going to turn out. All this guy could do is win and hope things fell his way, and that's exactly what happened. With a 3rd moto win, he will end up with the Schoolboy title. Let's hear it for Caden Braswell. We'll get to the Moto here and talk about that in a second, but first of all, even coming into it, were you thinking title, or were you just thinking, it's kind of out of my hands? What was your mentality coming in?
I was.
You collected your thoughts?
I like it. Yes, sir. I came into the Moto. I mean, it's been a rough week, like I said last time I was on this podium. But I put my head down. I gave it my all. I said before I go out, I said, no matter what, I'm going to leave everything on the track. I'm going to do my best. Yep. And I went out there. I got a good start finally, and I gave it my all, lap after lap, focused. I want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ. This has been a tough week. Without him, we'd probably be in a ditch somewhere, ain't gonna lie. KTM, Orange Brigade, Hope Stillmark, she's my favorite for sure. Mr. Nate, my best friend Justin, he's also my personal trainer, my school teacher, and my nutritionist, and my mechanic on off time. This dude, he does it all, right? Okay. Tay, my mom, my dad, without them, the unwavering support, they've got my back through all of it. I'm very thankful to them.
What did you know was happening in the Moto? Did you know what was happening at all? You had the title potentially. Did you even know?
I was just really focusing on myself. I wanted to put lap after lap down. I was hoping I was stretching my lead, but I was not looking back.
Do you even have an explanation for these emotions right now? You're probably the most emotional rider I've seen this week, which is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, it's been a tough week. So to win this final Moto, it's just all the blood, sweat, and tears, the hard work put in. You know, it's like the hoorah at the end of the rainbow. You know, the happily ever after. I'm ready to move into A class. Want to come back here next year and clean sweep it. So.
Well, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is right here. Let's welcome Mike Burkeen from the AMA, and he will hand you the #1 plate. Digging it out of the ditch late in the week, Caden Broswell, everybody. You want a few more to thank? Okay, I thought you already got them all in. You were solid. Go ahead.
HP Motors, Troy Lee Designs, Alpine Star, Asterix knee braces, FMF, Sticker Standard, Oak, Dunlop, Vertex, Moto Task, Nilo, Cometic Gaskets, OGO, Millennium Technologies, Race Titanium. We got this bike nice and light, this thing. I'll tell you, it's a good bike. Mr. Justin Terry, his wife, Miss Chance, thank you guys. They've been, tweaked my knee a few days ago, and they've just been more than helpful. They're super awesome people. Rotate. HP Designs, Nilo, Pivot Works, DT1 air filters, Ride Engineering, Triple Clamps, Active Ride, Excel Rims.
They just decided to cheer. I like it. This is one of the best of the week. All right, Caden Broswell, one more time, everybody. Good news, you can go chill out under the tent. We will shake some champagne in a bit, but we'll talk to second and third before that. He can take a break. We will bring Gavin Towers on up. He finished the Moto in second. Really a flurry of good riding from the number 15 late in this week here. Another silver. Whew, good save. Let's hear it for Gavin Towers. Back up here again. Riding was pretty strong here late in the week.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on the riding. Other than that, the best start, that was not it. So we came out like 5th. I made my way up to 2nd, made a charge for the lead, and just kind of ran out of the tank. Like just those 2 motos back to back, we regrouped. I was pretty tired from the first one, so I regrouped as fast as I could and just pushed to the front. But we were just come up shy. Mainly because the first 2 motos were not very good on my part, so it came up again just shy. So 2 years in a row, we're 2 and 4 overalls, I think. So, I mean, I'm happy, but I'm bummed at the same time. So
that makes sense. Next year, you'll go for the gold. Who do you want to thank?
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my sister Cindy, the whole Monster Energy Team, Green Pro Cert, Kawasaki. They've been behind me through the week. Jacob, who had to leave early, got to miss this moto, but he'd probably watch it on the phone, so I'm stoked about that. Mohead was taking me up to the Lime. So I'm just happy to be back up on the box, and the whole Canvas MX, like Olib and Ryan Villapoto, can't thank them enough. Gear is awesome. We went purple, both motos. So 2 of the best finishes of the week. Scott Goggles keep my vision clear the whole moto. Alpine Star boots, Mobius knee braces, Bell helmets, Monster, Nixon, Mike, everybody over there, Dave. Can't thank them enough. I'm just stoked to be up here, and we'll come back swinging for next year, probably in the A class. So
there you go. Let's hear it for Gavin Towers. And we'll get the rider from South America on up here. He actually earned the whole shot in Schoolboy 2 and finished the race up in 3rd. So Ben Garib, come on up. Well, it's always fun to see these guys grow up from mini cycle racers to big bike riders and still have the skill and the speed. Let's hear it for our Stasic Whole Shot winner and third of the moto, Benjamin Garib. How was that race?
Oh, it was crazy. It was really hot. We got 2 motos today, so that was challenging. But we made it. Can't believe this is over so fast. So can't wait till next year. We'll train hard like we did, and just really happy with my riding. I struggled a little at the beginning of the week, but we made it. Just want to thank all my team: Josh, Mike, EBR, Altus, Yamaha, Tucker, Dunlop, VP Racing Fuels, Lubricants, Recluse, 100%, Get, Bill's Pipe, Yamaha, Answer, Pro Taper, EVS, Tamer, Rhino Power, Matrix, Cycra, all my family and all the people from Chile. You guys are the best.
All right, Ben Garib, everybody.